You have your work personality, you have your regular personality, and your work personality starts to blend and merge with your regular personality. And I can see why that can happen. I work 5 days a week, I'm off 2 days a week. I am the work guy 5 days a week.
Do you feel that it's toxic to have a job personality?
Yeah. I mean, it's toxic, sure. It's definitely toxic. But I mean, sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes, I mean, I feel like with everything positive that you want to have in life, there's a trade-off. So if you want money, you're going to have to sacrifice something. If you want wealth, you're going to have to sacrifice something. You want happiness, you're going to have to sacrifice something. So, of course, it can be toxic. I mean, especially when, you're operating within spaces that you're not accustomed to. A lot of people that I know, we always talk about, having a work personality and having a regular personality. And for me personally, I've been working since I was, 17. If you count my business, I've been working since I was 12. And you really do develop a different personality for work. And if you do it long enough, I feel the two start to merge, right? You have your work personality, you have your regular personality, and your work personality starts to blend and merge with your regular personality. And I can see why that can happen. I work 5 days a week, I'm off 2 days a week. I am the work guy 5 days a week. What is that? 69% of my week, I am someone else. Of course it will start to merge. But it's like I said, it's the cost of doing. It's the cost. If you want money, you have to alter something. Like I always say this with friends. When we're talking, it's just like you have to be willing to reinvent yourself to grow. So I think that's where we seen our parents transform from, young kids, very active, maybe always looking to have fun, and then eventually they have to reinvent themselves when they become parents and they become a different person. So it's a stressful thing. That transition is stressful, but it must be done, right? How do you go through life being exactly yourself? I'd love to talk to someone about that. How does one go throughout their whole life being exactly themselves? The only person that really can say that is what? An artist, people who make extraordinary amounts of money doing something like sports, art, entertainment, because they can truly be themselves. They can be themselves. They can be completely themselves. They have no boss, if you want to put it like that, and they can really just express themselves. But I feel like us in the working class, we do have to have a different personality. And yes, it sometimes it takes over. And some people call that maturity. Some people call it trauma. How do we put these things together? So I can definitely attest and say that my work personality ended up blending with my regular personality, and sometimes I don't know which is which anymore. You might be walking down the street and you might have your work personality on. It's just like, wait a minute, who am I today? Am I off? Am I on? I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting because when one retires, who do they retire as? The person they were before they started working, or the person they were at work? That personality that they evolved into. I have to say it's got to be the personality that they evolved into. So, I mean, hey, I'm going down a rabbit hole, but some could call that trauma. But it's growing pains, it's maturity, it's so many things you can call it, but that's interesting. It's interesting, but it's necessary. If you're not willing to reinvent yourself, you may pay financially. You may lose out on opportunity. You may lose out on financial gain, being able to make more money for you and your family. So it's a sacrifice. Like, we were raised with this notion of be yourself, but then our parents would discipline us for being ourselves. They want you to act like this. So it's tough, man. Just got to reinvent yourself. Be willing to reinvent yourself to excel. Unless you're in a sector that allows you to completely be you. You know. That's just my thoughts on it. Prudent.